And it's been just a week. I got here Sunday night last week, and I thought it was going to take me a month or two to feel settled. Um, but thankfully, with Josephina, we've done it in like 2 days. I did a lot without her, but with her energy and sweetness and just eager participation in making my home feel so good for me, it's pretty much done. And I finally got to the studio today and I'm going to show you. And I wanted to give you some ideas to think about when you have a space that could be otherwise overwhelming. And what I find myself doing is I look around the perimeter of the room. And it's easy to know that, let's say, your desk or your dining room table needs to be clear so that you can eat or work, or surface spaces for me always have to be organized. So that's obvious. But if I started with the surface spaces, then I would not be dealing with what's looming around the room. The loom around the room is where I start first. So I use my precious surface space as a landing pad for everything that does not look right to me in all the places around the room. There needs to be peace for my eyeballs. And since I had loaded everything in there for Airbnb being the main space, I was very aware that there was way too much around the perimeter. So I put everything from the perimeter on my two big work tables, and then I just dealt with them from there. And then I was able to create what I call art stations, where there's one place I do watercolors and another place I do acrylic and acrylic markers. There's actually one painting area for acrylic paints with brushes and canvases. And then there's a desk for my acrylic markers. And then there's another area I'll show you for my watercolors. I've also really I'm also really aware of the fact that I live by myself, and that my mom always said, have your home work for you, you not for it. So if you find that you like to sit at a certain spot like this, I like to sit here during the day or at night. And in the morning, I like to sit here and see the mountains. And at night, I kind of like to be, I don't always want to be in the studio with the really, really bright lighting that I have in there. I have to work on that. So I have watercolor markers here, chalk markers, and what we're going to be discussing, I have an enormous collection of glitter gel pens, which have been my latest and greatest, like just pure joy. So we'll be discussing art supplies soon, but in the meantime, I just wanted to let you know also that, let's say, you make a big decision, like leaving Venice to go live by yourself in Sedona. And I know very few people. Not that I know no one, but it's not like a full. It's a place that I semi landed in, but was straddled between two states. I can tell that from by the way I decorated my home, or didn't go all the way with my home. And now I'm going all the way because this is the space, this is the home. And I imagine that social activities and things will also advance because I'm now here. I'm not in two places. I'm not hopping in the van going back and forth. This is it. Aside from travel and visiting Jada in Venice, it's really like a big, like, wow, I did this. Like, and when you make a decision like this, there are going to be low moments where you say to yourself, what have I done? Like, oh my God, what have I done? And then the best way out of it for me, the best way out of anything, whether it's a breakup or something weird happening, the best thing, or even big decisions that you make that are yours and yours alone, the best way out of it is to make your space feel so good to you, to declutter, to organize, to tidy, whatever you want to call it, to create an artful living space actually helps. You're doing something that's proactive to make your life better where you are. So instead of feeling like, oh, I'm lonely, or oh, well, what can I do with that? Great, I have time alone. I'm grateful for my time alone. I can organize all my markers. I can sit down and decide if I like this. I've never had a case of gel pens, but so far so good. This I could just grab and go in Vanny B. In fact, Vanny B's lithium battery for the cabin that runs the refrigerator, the lights, everything is dead. She got unplugged in Venice by mistake. The inverter was on, the battery went dead, and I can't turn it on. The battery won't catch. So I have to bring it in for service, and I will be there all day tomorrow. So part of the thing that I do is I will be making probably burger tonight and put it in a cute little bin and take it. I will also decide what art supplies come, because I will be in the lobby hanging out in their area, waiting area, for the entire day. So I am going to be amused. I'm going to be well fed. I'm going to color. And speaking of coloring, I want us to think about, like, coloring books are great. I love coloring books, and I probably will eventually do a Doobie Universe coloring pages or coloring book. In the meantime, though, you can make your own coloring book, and we're going to coloring pages, and we're going to be doing that together. That's pretty much what I do. I draw so that I can color in. Anyway, I will have the day tomorrow there, and it was my goal for some reason, because I knew for about a week I was going to be in Phoenix, where it's like over 110 probably for the day, and that I was going to need, I wanted to be done with my house by then. I don't think I'll be entirely done with the studio, but I will be very, very close. In fact, I have enough time and space now to actually sit and create. This t-shirt is from Hollister. There you go. It's like a little baby tee. It's so cute. Thank you, Hollister. Peace Train. Your peaceful home is so lovely, so you. Thanks for showing up and sharing, Dara. Thank you. Hi to Argentina, Mutu, and of course, Crystal. So we're going to look in the studio. I have here, I'm setting up to, I love to collect little pottery. This my friend Lisa made. And I like to put my little gel pens and little pens in here. I'm going to take them out of this bin and put them here. I have a rolling cart here. Is all this necessary here? I don't know. I wasn't using the studio, so this is where I was coloring and doing my art. I have the most amazing thing. I watch in my spare time, or when I heard a lot of you watch me when you're decluttering. I listen to artists and I hear ideas and new things that are out. And this is a light from Gritin, Gritin. And I was like, yeah, that's really gonna light up. It lights up at night. So instead of me having to bring my big canvas lamp, which is heavy, I just bring this in the van, this into bed, this sitting on the sofa, and it lights up my page. It lights up both pages. And so I got one for the van and one for moving it around the house. I think this is excellent if you don't want all the lights on. If you are living with someone, I call this my boyfriend light. Because what if your boyfriend's sleeping or watching something and you don't want all the lights on, you just want a little light. So anyway, so let's go look. I can't wait to dig into the art supplies for and with you and do mixed media stuff. It's going to be so much fun. That's like what I want to share next, and how to, I think, do wellness through art, through color. To me, it's everything. What paper, for what materials. I had a funny feng shui moment, just so you know. We're going to go over the feng shui I have promised to help you figure out where your love area is, where your abundance area is. But basically, that's my love area. What's there? One fiddle leaf fig. That's a lone plant. So I went to take a plant, and of course, it spilled on the floor, and I had to vacuum up dirt. So I was like, all right, we're fine with one there for right now, with the awareness that I will, in a day or two, move a plant so that there's two over there. In the meantime, I can take two rose quartz crystals. I put two feathers in the pot, and I'm going to put two rose quartz crystals there. So that will be fine. To be aware, look how pretty. I love when the Christmas lights come on. These are all set to come on at sunset. I'm putting all my tarot and decks here, and probably coloring supplies. So there'll be coloring supplies at the dining room table. There'll be coloring supplies here. Look at all the rugs. It's like Moroccan rug madness. They all fit. There's a place for all of them. And I highly recommend having a sofa that not only looks good, I like low to the floor ones. You can't get this anymore, so I don't even know what to tell you, but be on the lookout for not straight edge sofa. I don't like straight edge. You want to have some cushion and something that you really want to lie down on. I find myself here a couple times a day just to have a rest, just to sit. I have lots more to do. I want to hang my Swedish hooks here so I can hang bags or a hat. I'm going to hang some paintings. This room is just set. I rebounded today. I biomat at night. I haven't done the sauna because it's been like 95 degrees here. I'm going to hang the doobies. This room is all just perfect. This room, so I pile stuff that I'm not sure about what to do here. And this, this is, which needs to be organized, but this is my acrylic painting section. If I want to paint a big painting, I put it on here and put it against the wall. There's my empty canvases. This is my acrylic, and everything has to be organized. I started labeling, like that's my glitter drawer. So, but mostly if my art supplies are not out, I'm not using them, so they need to be out. I got like, this one had an ink stain, so I painted on it and just finished it up this morning. Little doobies. And we're definitely going to discuss the doobie cards that some of you have purchased, and some people want more, so I'm going to show the ones that I have available. Little 4x4 paintings that are so happy, so joyful. I'll figure out a way. I romance my life in neon. I do. This is Senna. Let go. Anyway, so I still have organization to do here. This is where I'm going to be doing my watercolors. I just got this. I don't have watercolor books, but I think Katie Moody's amazing. So I thought that could be fun. I have so many supplies to share with you guys. It rhymes. It rhymes. So I have plenty of places to do tutorials and make it so we are, creating together. I found some new glittery kinds of things. Oh, upside down. I do lots of little, and then I'm going to be collaging them somewhere. What's the brand of the water filter I showed the other day? What did I show? I don't remember. Ruby Rose. Ruby Dooby. I have, but you get to have a ruby doobie. I used to draw the little gemstone doobies, which I'll do again. But I'm just having fun. Like, I'm doing things just for fun. These are for new beginnings. I draw the Tulip Girls a lot. But basically, I'm going to start showing up at the Doobie Universe on Instagram. And here, those are my homes. That's where I'll be living, and in Sedona. Oh, for the tub. I don't know the brand. Look on Amazon for a tub filter, and it's a round one, and you can change, like every 6 months you change the filter. I don't have the name of it. Ruby Doobie's coming. We'll do Ruby. So what I'll do is when we have our art time, you guys can say, hey, maybe draw Poppy Doobie or a Daisy Doobie riding a narwhal. But you'll notice everything has shimmer. That's what I'm obsessed with in original art. You can't get that in digital art. You're not getting that in printed things. And to me, that's part of the charm of having an original piece of art, is that it can sparkle. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I have so many new art supplies to play with. I just haven't had the time. Oh, I got this in the mail. I ordered these. Can you make this up? Of course, because I'm obsessed with like shimmer and glitter. These are watercolors. Button Magical Drop Volume 3 by Wheel. I-U, I don't know how to pronounce it. I-U-I-L-E. Oh my gosh. These are like crazy. I haven't even tested them yet. So we can have reviews, mostly playtime. That's what it's going to be. Sometimes I paint them black and then I could do gel pens on top. That's what I did with this one. I just want to play. That's what I'm going to be doing. This will get a doobie collaged on it, or a couple. This one got stuck. I think she wanted to be here. She wants to be on that one. Oh, this is what I do to piece myself out after a big move, after I'm doing this thing that's like kind of crazy. Oh, also, I'm taking buff titanium. Oh, it's so cool. You can get watercolor ground, which turns any of your paper or wood or anything into a watercolor ground base coat so that it feels like watercolor paper. But the beauty of this is that the color is buff titanium, which gives you this beautiful, well, the shimmer is a Mod Podge glitter, which I found. I couldn't even believe it. So I paint, sometimes I just paint the backgrounds like this or like this to give some tooth for the gel pen. I have a stack of square paper. I don't remember where I got it, but that's what I use. But the glitter on the background, haha. It's funny you speak. I started painting rocks now that you're asking, Crystal. Is there a place near your home that you can make a rock labyrinth? My home is slanted with a lot of shrubbery, but I'll bet I can carve out some land to do that in the backyard, which has not been touched probably ever. It is not nice, or it's very wild, so it could use some cultivation, and that's a great idea. I love labyrinths. I love the starry doobie. I love that. That's very creative, Crystal. I like to figure out how to hang or frame things. Technically, if you do procure one of my doobie artworks, and they're little, they're like 4 inches by 4 inches, I do recommend UV protective glass, because if they're not kept in a sketchbook or in a book, the light will fade the fugitive colors. Fugitive colors makes me laugh, like they're running away, they're fugitive, but basically they're not light fast. They're not gonna last. The colors, if left out to daylight, will fade. Some of the ones I use are light fast, but many, because I love the neons and I love the bright, they will run away. So you can put them under UV glass. You found a rock labyrinth near the Truckee River in Reno. That's so cool. So we got Daisy. She's all about freedom. each of the doobies. The doobie deck hopefully will be available soon. It's only available really at Chocolate Tree in Sedona. They've just called me that they're out of doobie decks, so I need to bring some more on Wednesday. So we'll be doing that. I have so many new toys that I get to play with. Roman Schmal's new traveling palette. I procured that. I got these, a whole bunch of these gel pens, Langlo. They make small, very fine point when I'm drawing teeny micro doobies. I need to color them in, and these are a little bit thicker, 0.8 to 1.0, and they're juicy. So I think coloring actually and drawing can make your health improve and make your mental state improve. It does for me. And we're talking like, even if you just want to draw circles, like let's say you have black paper and you take a white Signo Uniball and you make circles or triangles or squares or whatever you want with lines in them, and then you color it in with a fluorescent pink little, you can just make your own art to color in. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do it together. So moving is really so weird. Aw, I'll tell you. What, Kevin, you were in Sedona? You went a couple weeks ago? Come back. You finished the trip with Cathedral Rock. That's so beautiful. That's where Herbie sprinkled. I don't know if you know that. Wow. And you got, I think there might be one deck at Chocolate Tree, but I'm not sure. That's amazing. I'm so happy, Kevin. Well, you're going to get original art too. It's so beautiful. I'm so glad that you visited Sedona. I was stressing out in Venice. So the doobies originated in 1998. I was on an airplane and I drew my first doobie. It was a teeny little doobie, and they looked so different back then. I found some old doobies and I just laughed because they have just evolved and transformed. But the concept of having flowers on their head, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, Chinese herbs, you name it, on their heads, started in 1998. And my mom fell so in love with them. I'll get it. Thank you for asking. This is fun. She fell so in love with them that she made this. This is the original file box. My mom has been gone 14 years. I don't know, 15, 2013. I don't know how long. 2013. Ooh, that's shaky. Anyway, my mom was not one to file anything. I don't think I ever saw her file anything or Xerox anything, but this is her handwriting, Daisy artwork. And she put my originals and Xerox like photocopies of them in here. And here's an original of Daisy. Now they had more human type bodies. Now they've stylized down, but this is an original artwork that I did on Daisy. The Adventures of Daisy Pippin. We called them Pippins back then. All right, here we go. I haven't seen this in so long. The Adventures of Daisy Pippin, and you can see she's sitting on her magic carpet leaf, and I've developed the story from then, but each of the main characters have like character ideas around them, and it's been coming to me that I will write teeny little, she wanted me to do little square books for each one. So we're still here. I'll read this and then I'm gonna go. Basically, my magic leaf takes me far and wide to the city and the countryside. I bring back stories of other places, pretty lands, and friendly faces. Today, my daisy friends would like to know about other flowers and where they grow. What do they do, and are they like us? Do they laugh? Do they play? Or do they work the day away? Do they sing and do they dance? Do they wear skirts or pants? Oh, this is funny. The wind blows gently to help me fly. My friends all come to say goodbye. We would all like to know, so there is one way to find out, so here I go. Basically, her thing is, oh, This is a Xerox copy of the original art. And I ride the wind, I ride the breeze. I travel far with the greatest of ease. I see some sights and spread some cheer, for that is the reason I am here. And she's adventurous and she's all about freedom. She is in the doobie deck. There is a Daisy card. And years later, Daisy and Rosie were my main. And years later, I realized, oh my gosh, Daisy, okay, Rosie is my Taurus North node. Rose is beauty, love, beauty, earthly bounty, Rosie. And then I have my North node in the 9th house, and that's Sagittarius. That's expansiveness, that's freedom, that's traveling to see other cultures, and that's what Daisy does. So those are my mains. When you get the doobie deck, and Kevin, maybe you figured out which doobie you be, but there's usually one that just sings to your soul, like, that's me. We didn't know what to call them. But I have writing in here. I have different original artworks in here. I have stories I wrote that have nothing to do with the doobies, but here seems to be one illustrated page. That's a story. I have to look at what story that is. I don't remember. But anyway, it's been years and years, and they're doobie darlings. I call them doobies because my last name's Dubinet, and my brother and I called each other doobie. We still do. I'm doobie one because I'm the oldest, so they're just little doobies. Patrick helped me, with that name. Oh, this is a Valentine's Day card idea for Jeffrey, Jada's dad. This is sweet. It's a poem, The Love Fairy. The love fairy sprinkles her love dust, hearts and stars on all of us. It energizes all of our senses, then takes away all of our tenseness, so we can relax and we can see that loving is how we are meant to be. The love fairy has shared her dust. We all have it. It's in every one of us. But don't look in your pocket or shopping cart. It's always right there in your heart. So spread love dust in your own way. I'm sending you some this Valentine's Day. Or you could write birthday or any day. I liked making cards, like I've told you guys. I used to make cards. Oh my, we're hitting on some. Aw, Jada made this. I have to show her this. Someone typed out what Jada said about me. That's so cute. All right, so you guys get the gist, right? So we have a lot of ideas. Shrinky dink paper in here. This is a great coloring page so you guys can get started. Just take a ballpoint pen and draw ovals and then color them in. You can do that. Do it. Thank you. Yeah, so we had little story time. I'm living in the doobie universe. That's where I'll be living. The Ant-Men. I'm really finding stories I forgot I wrote and things I illustrated. These were for Jada's first birthday. I made hand-painted glasses for everyone to wear, and somewhere I have a picture of Herbie and my mom wearing these, holding Jada. Yep, I did that. So funny. All right, maybe we'll have art and story time and all. Be wearing these. I'm amusing myself now. That's all I intend to do. That was the whole point of living in Sedona, was so that I can do this stuff with no distractions, no stress, no having to manage Airbnbs downstairs, no having people under me, just having like so much time and space for creativity. So while this was one of the hardest things I've ever done, moving to an entire different state and being in a state of like, I would say you could be lonely. I could be lonely. However, I'm not alone. And lots of animals, lots of people out there if I want to go out. But lots of creativity. Reminiscence. Brandon, you're so good at the astrology. Perfect for Cancer season. Reminiscent and nostalgic. Mommy, reminders of my mom and my daughter. I'm going to go read this to her. Um, your peers think you are the world's best drawer. Oh, this was about her. This is really cute. This was about Jada, what her friends think of her. The best drawer. So cute. Anyway, I love you guys. Lots of this is an under the sea drawing I did. Jeffrey and I were kayaking and I was imagining all the things that were underneath us. A big old shark who's saying I'm supposed to chase them, but I just want to play. And then there's an octopus hanging on the tail of the shark. Well, you can see where I'm going to be living. There's jellyfish, a mermaid, barracuda. Luckily, two octopus holding hands. That's a good love cure. We have lots to do, you guys, art-wise, because we're going to do paint things to boost our abundance and put in our wealth area, stuff like that. Oh, I used to travel with Jeffrey, and I used to draw the people I'd come across in my travels, and then I would give them the drawings. Apparently, this one I kept. I have a doobie deck with me. How about if we look at the doobie deck tomorrow? No, maybe I'll be sitting at La Mesa RV all day. So I guess I can make a video from there. I'll bring a doobie deck. Oh, another card. Happy birthday. My mom loved these shaped doobies. Thank you. My skin looks glowing. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. This was a business card. Back then, you didn't do things digitally. This was a business card that I made. I had someone print my name on it, but this was my business card. Back when you had business cards, things have changed. Oh, here's Jada's birth announcement that I hand did and then had them printed. I have to show her. All right, we can do this another. Love, peace, and sunshine. This is what I'm going to be doing, you guys. I'm going to like immerse myself. Somehow I did Romeo and Juliet, Valentine's Day on the beach. She's in her sandcastle. So romance. Hey Terry. So yes, these are what we all wore. Everyone at Jada's first year birthday party. I hand painted them all. So for the book, Rosie, that I did, I made these. They were a little stronger, and I put pink cellophane so you could see the world through rose-colored glasses, because that actually is like a good thing. And look, here's two uncut ones. Oh, you would love this, Terry. This is so up your alley. Oh, yeah. Well, I have to address all of these. Oh, I had a jewelry business, and they were called the cords because I put pearls and coral and different things on cords to wear, and these were my little hang tags. So this is going to be really fun to go through. I found my wedding invitation that I made. So what I did was I drew the wedding invitation, and then I had them printed on nice paper, and I hand colored all of, and I think they have glitter on them too. Oh, 2 crabs, 2 starfish. I knew feng shui back then. Nothing has rosy cheeks, and everything I do now always has a rosy cheek. But this was in 1998. Here's Jeffrey's suit is shimmery. Yeah, it is. Why? I didn't know if Jada was a boy or a girl, so I did a boy birth announcement just in case. I'm gonna sell cards. Should I sell cards? I'm selling the original artwork, which is crazy because it takes me hours, and I'm charging like 50 to 75 for each original piece of art, and it takes me way longer, but there's something so magic about having original art. All right. I'm gonna be illustrating. This has to be organized. Aww. Tuesday afternoon, August 18th, 1998. Little landscape of the beach that I lived on in Florida. I can mass produce them. Yes, I'm obviously can't. I won't be doing the originals forever. So whoever gets one gets one. But yeah, I can do cards. Aww. This was in Indonesia. That's Jeffrey and a guide. This was in Borneo. No, Borneo? Borneo. Yeah, Borneo. So we're going to be doing art, you guys. That's what's going down. I should actually frame these and give them to Jeffrey. He has, I've heard at his house in Aspen, I've seen pictures, he has a framed one I did of him many years ago. And apparently this was a superhero I made. I sold on Thursday. I think it's closing Thursday early. It wasn't supposed, they can't wait to get in, and they're the perfect couple that love the soul of the home, love the age of the home. They're perfect. It was meant to be. This I know. So many memories in this. Here's a card to Robert. We cannot wait to celebrate with you. These are really weird shaped. I don't know what they are. It's the end of an era, and I've been going through it here. So what's gonna save me is hanging out with you guys and doing art and being lost in my imagination and my love of art supplies and coloring, right? So this is why this doesn't look like the body shape of the doobies now, but this is Rosie. And Rosie and I want to help you see things a little rosier. Inside are your own pair of rose-colored glasses. Yeah, thank you, Ashley. It's huge. It's huge. And I'm like, with the silence here, I'm like, what am I doing? But this is what I'm doing. I'm going to make YouTube videos, do art. That's what I'm doing. I found my feng shui. We have some cures to make for career, for fame. I'm going to show you guys how to make feng shui cures for your home. Wow. This one box is so valuable. The silence is like, and the lone alone. And during the day, it's 95 degrees here, so you are not going anywhere really. Oh, so fun. Thanks for taking a trip down memory lane with me, but there's so much more in here that I could just expand for weeks on one thing. I have my Free the Chi book so my mom loved all these things, and she made this file cabinet, and it still exists just like it is. I'm sure I've gone in and messed up her order, but it was really sweet of her. She was like, this is so huge, Dara. You gotta do it. Yeah, I don't know. I read through here and it's a mess. It's a big, fat, messy mess. These are the cattails. There's a poem for them too. Oh, the big green picture, that is on toned paper, and it was done with probably colored pencils. And obviously, this is a superhero who she would swipe in, and she would take away somebody's unhealthy lunch and replace it with something healthy. Yeah, Herbie and my mom. Yeah, they were the best. My mom was an artist, so she just was a good businesswoman. Like, she did business. She liked to sell things. And I just like to do the stuff. She would sell my artwork. All right. I think that's good for now. We have lots to do. And since I got booted off of Instagram, I got hacked. And I can't get in, and I don't really care. I'm in a new era where I just want to do art. So many cute things in here. Oh, the pair twins. See, the body's changed. These are easier to make them move and run and dance. So the body shapes are iconic now that I do, but they're we'll see. Chrysanthemum and Snapdragon. Tiger Lily and her best friend Black Eyed Susan. I called them flower childs. I didn't know what to call them. Lovekins. But always I said, we live where the sunshine is unlimited and the possibilities are endless. And we're all in this together. This was done in 1999, maybe. I painted a huge one above Jada's crib. Oh, this is an old original. See, their bodies were different. I might need to bring back the toddler older doobies so I can... Daisy, Rosie, Tulipa, Poppy, Iris, Tiger Lily, Black Eyed Susan, and Ivy. The flower childs. Well, the time has come. Thank you, you guys. Creative Heart and Roller Girl and all y'all. And I said Terry was here for a minute. Terry will freak out of my organization that's happening. I might honor this. I don't know. This was the original file box, but it could have a nicer one. That's the original Mama filing cabinet. The doobies have morphed. The doobies are now body shaped like that. So they're cute. Things can always change. There could be like more grown-up doobies. There could be tall-legged, weird-shaped ones. Like, there's no limit. Lovely spending time with you two. Do I have a formal art school degree or training? Or I'm very creative. I was doing this stuff from the time that my grandfather taught me how to draw trees when I was 4. He was a pen and ink artist. He drew country scenes and barns and old barns and up in the Catskills. That's where I used to visit them every other weekend. And so he taught me how to draw. I drew my grandparents, Popsy and Sylvia, Grandma Sylvia, cards from the time I was little up until they passed, really. And I did go to the George Washington University, and I was a business major until my mother was like, you have to know how to do business, Dara. And I was like, and I didn't like it. So I came home one weekend and I painted. She had a store in Short Hills, New Jersey, and I painted a huge painting. And I painted some of her furniture, like flowers on it and stuff on it, and she sold them. So I would fly home every once in a while and paint some things, and she would sell them. And she's like, okay, you can be an art major now. So I learned business from her. I'm good at selling things, but yeah, I got to do it. Cowboy doobies. Yeah, we're gonna do cowboy doobies. My friend Ian's a cowboy, so I just promised him actually a cowboy doobie. I have one somewhere in one of my journals. So I love you guys. We're going to sign off. We're going to just get a ballpoint pen, get some paper, mixed media, sketch paper, it doesn't matter. Go to Walmart, go to Target, go to Amazon, get colored pencils, get some inexpensive watercolor markers, because we are going for it, clearly. That's where we'll be living. Look, I look like I'm having a party. I am, with you guys. I will see you very soon. Lots of color to come.